I do agree that at the end of the day, there's still losses that are coming through from Boss, and they still have to actually have their wits about them and clean things up because it's not going to be a walk in the park. But at the same time, I do still favor them when we look at the head-to-head.
No, definitely, right? We talk about the head to head. We talk about, even the experience of the rosters, but that's where it's going to come into a full effect. But we're about to find out. We're ready to go. Map number 2 here, which is going to be the pick from Boss now onto Ancient. Take Flyte going to be getting that CT side, and instead they're actually just going to go for a nice little gunfight in middle here, fighting for some control, now leaving some pressure here for Shutout. Someone that's not been able to find too much success in map number 1, and he'll get eradicated right away. Boss now starting things off. CoJoMo sitting by himself, tries to do something heroic, but oh man, it just does not pan out for him at all. Leaving it to MDS and Gabe by themselves, and Donut having a little bit of a bite, but this one might be too big to swallow here, as these T's are going for individual gunfights, maybe, just maybe giving an opening, but no. Leaving it to MDS, low HP, and he's gone. And that's going to be the opening pistol round coming in from Boss.
I like the idea there from Take Flight to take mid control early, but the fact of the matter is that gave us so much of information over on the depth cam that they barrel into that A bomb site, they get the opening pick needed to equalize thing, Boss, and then they dive into Temple. They try to get some donut control as well. There's just no response there from Take Flight. Lovely little work there to guard the bomb plant as well, and that's off to the races for Boss. We'll get that instant control out in terms of mid. There is a purchase here from Take Flight, MP9s and a Mag 7 as well, but no utility, absolutely no utility to speak of, bar that one smoke from Shutout.
I was getting a little nervous here because I was going to say, like, there's a double stack on tree right now from the CT side. I was going to say, look, if Boss knows that Molotov from G2 to flush that out, those two players are going to get roasted. So this is scary, right? I mean, I don't think that's the case. They're just waiting things out. Now the CTs are kind of repositioning themselves. Oh, look at Darty. He's already pushed up. He's got some decent control, but he actually does get caught a little bit of a crossfire. And now Peaky actually gets one with the mag, but it's only one, making it a 3-on-2. Now the T's can kind of just pump the brakes a little bit. These CTs are kind of stuck in spawn. They're kind of deciding, what do we do? They might try to go for these fights, but oh no, they're singling in one by one, and oh, they just take it, and Cryptic sends them to the grave, and a nice round coming once again from Boss with like you said, that forced purchase from Take Flight.
Bit of a misread there from Boss. It did feel like they had the B side under the fingers there, and I mean, you saw they cleared out Cave, they cleared out the back of Temple as well. You think it should be all done, but they still commit to the A play with as much time as they had on the clock. But it works out in the end. They slow the pace down of the round even after those initial duels, and full eco now for Take Flight. They'll try to go straight into the open arms of Fang. There's grenades and Mac 10 bullets that they'll meet, and so much capping farmed up by Fang. Darty will finish things off, and that is just so much money in the back pockets of Boss. They'll be loving life, especially keeping 5 men alive as well.
Yeah, that's huge, right? I mean, we talk about the money being gained, the fact they don't have to repurchase any weapons. Like, this is going to be perfect. So now we finally get this gun round coming through. CoJoMo is spending $6,200 right now with the AWP ready to go. But it's a question if they're going to be able to find this. So in the first round, we saw them put 4 players in mid. They went for a full gunfight. And even right now, it's going to be CoJo actually going to be sitting himself towards that A site, going to anchor this by himself, leaving it for the 2-and-2 split here from the CT side. This is the big test. I said he has to do something big, but he gets caught with flashes, and he's not even able to make a connection, not a sliver of damage. And Boss, they have a full read on this. They just send it. They hold W, and they got themselves a site. Now it's going to be the question about Take Flight's retakes. Flashes coming in, stuck inside Donut, just desperate for a kill, and I think they're going to let this one go, and they are. They're already starting to run back. Paladin, what a speed run to happen here for round 4.
That's the pace that I love to see from Cryptic. This guy, when he gets the momentum going, it can get very, very dominant, and that's exactly what I was looking for. Just an A pop right there, a couple smokes to deploy in, and now it's the hunt for these guns, and they're getting every kill that they need. Cryptic on the op as well after that Mac 10 frag, and now it's just Shutout to save over this final rifle. 4-0 start from Boss as they run rampant here on Ancient.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about, right? I mean, this is the reason they wanted to go for this pick. And I mean, the thing about for Boss on this map, I mean, on their T side, it's about a 42.4% win rate on this on the T side. So the fact they're already up at a 4-0 is a great position. Take Flight now, taking their first tactical in the entire series and realizing, like, look, like we're letting this thing lose its control. This is not the greatest round in terms of an investment here. Like they're all sitting around that, you know, mid 3000s. So it's going to be, what do they want to do differently? And they got to slow down this momentum from Boss.
They absolutely do. It's going to be a tough ask to pull this momentum down, but unfortunately, it's not going to be very easy. This is a team that can be very cold-blooded on this map. You don't want to let it get out of control, and it already feels like that momentum is revving up. And it's up to Take Flight to hop onto the train or get left behind at the station.
And interestingly enough, they put Shutout here with the M4. That still puts him around that $2,300. Not too bad. Oh, Cryptic. Oh, God. Okay, that's going to be a way to start things off. The Galil, the nice little double burst, gets the headshot. Nice little bit of reply, though. The revenge is going to be there. Now it's going to be Boss just executing into a B site that is empty and Take Flight. Once again, the wrong read. It's a bit of a gamble, and it pans out nicely for Boss.
And that's just an immediate rebuttal. As soon as Cryptic gets that opening kill, he knows how many resources are going to be drawn towards him. And he only saw one body, but that was all that he needed to know. He knew that they were trying to pincer back and get that mid control back where the CT is. And then an instant rebuttal to go back on the B site is everything. Nobody can respond off of Take Flight. They're going to have to save these guns yet again. Sure, you get an upgrade for CoJo on the Galil, but at the end of the day, it reads 5-0 at the top of your screens. And Take Flight are going to have to take another run at this because it's running out. They're running out of time, slowly but surely. They just don't know it yet. They'll have the guns out in the next. And you gotta find, I guess, just those individuals to pop off once more. You saw Beaky on Mirage pioneering a way through, and even CoJo at the early stages of Mirage. But they very quickly ran dry, and now you gotta find a way to dig deep, and that's really the definitive way to find your way back into it. It's easier said than done, but Laz, that's kind of what I feel they have to look towards at this point.
Yeah, exactly. We need to see somebody getting some duels here. Like everybody's sitting at 1 frag each. It's Shutout sitting himself at 2, but it's just nobody's making these connections. Nobody's able to find anything here for Take Flight. A nice molly's going to be burned here. So now the CT's got a little bit of info. Got some good intel coming in from the CT side, putting a little bit more pressure in mid, but CoJo not again. He's in a tight position. Needs to be able to do something big. That's a nice start. Cryptic with a big spray back, and that's a kill that Gabe gets for free in such a weird scenario. Leading it to the 3-on-2. Shutout now gets the advantage. That's going to be the bomb drop. Cryptic now in a clutch, and there it is. Take Flight have finally been able to get off the platform.
That could have been nearly disastrous there from Take Flight. They have that gamble into mid control almost instantaneously, but had Gabe not get that initial frag, the man advantage is even, and there is a real world where Boss could slow the pace down of the round and mid-round their way through it, but such a paramount frag to find from the in-game leader. And now, Take Flight finally have something to celebrate and a chance to potentially build off of that.
Yeah, big opportunity here too, because I mean, if Boss find this round, I mean, this could just squash the money system here for the CT side. So it's so important right now for Take Flight, keeping as many alive as they can, win this round. Now Boss have put their eyes on the site here, the eyes on the prize here for the A execute. CoJo now switching things up from Temple, misses the first shot. Strike one. Now Boss, they're actually going to fall back on this a little bit now, realizing there's a little bit more attention. CoJo finally does win that op engagement. But look at Fang. Look at how much real estate he's been able to grab. He's going to be able to get into house here. Free keys. Got himself in the doorway just there. The timing of him is going to be important because CoJo is just on the other side of this. And these T's, now they're leaning on this B site, leaving a little bit more pressure for Gabe, but he does take down Cryptic. This is big. But it's an immediate trade back. This is starting to look worse for wear right now for Boss.
But this is the linchpin. the IGL Cryptic has found his way into the A site, but it's just so tough for him to really get involved. They have to get backed in through mid, and that's where Take Flight have been waiting for so long at this point. Fresh has to battle his way out, and he can't. So all that legwork being done by Cryptic in the lurking positions will not net them anything. And he's found out by Beaky as well when it all said and done. Unfortunate circumstances there from Boss in the mid to late round, and Take Flight capitalize.
Yeah, it's a good attempt coming in from Boss. Like you said, the fact that some player was coming in for the back lines, was creeping through into the A site, but it was just looking worse for wear because essentially the CTs, they were crunching inside a cave, and the timing just wasn't there for them. So now they're going to call their tactical. First time used on this map, and rightfully so, right? I mean, now they've lost 2 consecutive rounds, trying to figure out what they need to do. They still have plenty of funds here. They burned a lot of it, but at least now they can kind of cool things off, figure out what they want to do for the plan of attack. CT's, honestly, I gotta say, like, CoJo came up big here. I mean, he's been running around with that op, which I feel like's been kind of a nice point here for them.
Yeah, completely agree. We're going to need a lot more from that. AWP on CoJo's arms. Been putting in some serious work to get themselves that second, but so much cash to run through here on that Boss side. And finally, the cash runs dry. So a ripe opportunity here to right the wrongs of this first half. Again, Fang dedicated into this mid position, will not take those early duels. Instead, it's lane control being swiftly taken by the Boss members and right into mid control. So they find another way to get mid control. And it'll be Fang to come through the other side.
Yeah, a little bit of a spam attempt coming in from Gabe. Not bad. A little bit of a catwalk control coming in from Boss. Very interesting. Now, again, just leaving the 4 players on the outskirts of B, ready to go for this take, potentially. Gabe, in a tight position, he needs to be careful. If he overextends too much here, way too much pressure that's going to be here for shutout. Even Fang just lurking, getting that information. Mully here at the beginning. Gabe, Cryptic, does he expect this? He tries, but Gabe comes in nicely with a 1-2 combination. Finally now, Take Flight have been able to find something. Gabe, he isn't done yet. He's trying everything to get that triple, almost landing it. 80 plus damage here to get things done. This is a good start for Take Flight.
Another lurk here from Fang, though. Wants to take out MDS before they pounce on this B bomb site, but it's all a matter of timing. There's only a singular player here, so theoretically they can trade their way through. With 25 seconds left on the clock, they're waiting for that smoke to dissipate, and it's not coming through. They're still going to have to wait, and finally, the CTs start moving around. A chance now for Fang to run rampant, and he gets his first. That means MDS is now up to bat as well, and he gets the kill that he was looking for. It's Podolo left up in the clutch of the 1v2. He'll get the bomb down, no problem. But now, he's got to find a way to find these 2 frags and keep Boss ahead.
Oh, and even Podolo spots. I think that was Beaky, actually, so he spots his shoulder. Now he gets the one-on-one fight, and he gets the flick of the wrist here, and now the defuse is coming in. He's sticking this. He's going to stick it. No way he's going to stick it. But he gets taken out, but the bomb still gets defused.
How does he find the defuse, Beaky? The ball's on this guy to stick it all the way through the first time around. And by the skin of their teeth, Take Flight stay alive. Bomb plan is good, so we still have purchases on either end. But man, oh man. They should be thanking their lucky stars at this point for Beaky.
Those, like, split seconds, man. Right there. Almost had that. Absolutely crazy. Just crazy. Darty now getting a little bit more aggressive here in Jag. A little bit of digging to see if he can get inside into this cave, but the bomb's on the outskirts of A right now, so again, just kind of inkling things out. Triple player stack coming in from Take Flight. Mid's been essentially just given up here for Boss to have if they want it, but it is going to be just. I believe that Shadow that actually should be spotting this. I think. Oh no, that actually might be MDS. But either way, Gabe might try to go for the swing, man. If he gets taken out, this could be detrimental here. This could be a big advantage for Boss right now.
triple cave setup is not something you see every day. Should Darty go down with all the info, you never know what the mid round can be, but it's just this pure standoff here in the front of Jag. They're going to move back over to this B bomb site, and a lot of onus quickly moves onto the shoulders of Darty. And he'll try his hand at the lurk yet again, and he'll get the frag that he's looking for. And there's Darty to chime in with one and a double. Beautiful work there from Darty Montana. And now a real shot at this B bomb site as CoJo has to evacuate the premises. But Fang is here to cut out the evacuation. Nearly a frag from our Babiki is there to save the day. That might goad them into this retake, but I don't think this is the right answer here, Flaz. I don't know if they can really find a way back in, and it's a handoff keyboard moment for Boss, and that'll basically evacuate Take Flight, and they'll move out into the CT spawn.
Yeah, I mean, that was such a gamble, right? I mean, the fact that we were talking about the triple player stack and cave, I mean, is pretty risky, basically, because again, if you lose those fights, look at the position we're in, and that's exactly what we see. Darty, the fact that he gets 2 in that situation is kind of crazy when you think about it, right? I mean, there was a situation those trades should have been coming back for the CTs, but either way now, Boss have put themselves in 6, getting closer and closer to the end point of this first half. But it's coming down to some technicalities, right? Winning some of these big fights like that, in the sense that, you know, there's still 2 alive. The AWP's still going to be in the rotation right now. There should be enough money to drop a couple M4s. Utility might be a little bit more lackluster, but I don't mind this. I think they have to go for it right now.
They absolutely do. Backs are against the wall. You're on the better half of this map, and you only have 3 rounds to boast. You want to try to equalize it at the very least. CoJo is going to try his hand to find some aggression on this A side of the map, but Ponalone is already reading this, and there is the direct response from Freshie. Now CoJo caught between a rock and a hard place. He's got to get the hell out of Dodge, but I don't know how he does. He's actually going to try to fight forward instead, but he actually won't be met with anything. They'll decide to evacuate the premises, and now instead it'll be the mid play. Darty now, I think Barrel spotted, yeah, and he'll go down instead. So trying to rejig the setup, but Gabe gets a quick double. I don't know how that happened ever. And now cat and mouse game between Freshie and CoJo, but CoJo comes out on top with the USB. Now Ponalone in another clutch and another 1v2, 1v3 in total. Should be able to get himself the bomb plant. They'll double up in A main Take Flight. And it's really up to Pone to piece together this clutch. I think he's aware that he's given over that mid control. Try to fake this out. Maybe go ahead of this own smoke grenade that he threw.
No.
And he'll find that the spawn is completely empty. Maybe he has a route back into the B-bomb site as well, if he so chooses. Beaky is also aware of this possibility, and he jumps up through lane as well. Plant comes in for CT, and he should be aware that Beaky can be here at this point. It's only a matter of time now before Beaky can get a backstab going. But can Pone get that first kill before it goes down?
I mean, it's going to be so important for Beacon to make a lot of noise. No, but Shadow gets himself away now, leaving it to the 1v1. So now things are getting interesting. Nades coming in. No more utility available for the CT side. Beaky trying everything he can. He goes for a swing, and that's going to be a nice one coming in from Pone. The quad kill with the 1-on-2 clutch puts himself on a 7th round.
It was a real chance there, I felt like, for Beaky to find the timing, but a slight sound cue. And that's the inexperience that we talk about when we look at a roster like Take Flight, where you get into those situations, you want to hold your bullet as long as possible, have that element of surprise, but the pressure got to him, and that is where, you know, Ponalone thrives, in those clutches. And they'll get themselves a 7th because of it. Now Take Flight have got to find answers in another way, or else this map is running very quickly away from them.
No, it definitely is. And this is the thing, like we were saying, like for a map like this, it's becoming a bit of a problem. I mean, this is not the best side here for, you know, when we talk about Take Flight. I mean, their CT side is their only good side. It's a 54.5% win rate And then when they go into the T side, it drops down by 20%. So now this is, I mean, on paper, it looks so scary because Take Flight, like, they desperately need these last two.
It's absolutely paramount. But they're essentially giving over 8 here. Nice little nade to get some chip damage, but it's a lineup for Darty. He'll get himself a quick double. Red carpet is rolled out on the B site. Sure, MDS will get a party frag onto the IGL of Boss, but straight in. He'll try to hand at 50 CoJo, but he'll not get anything but a little bit of damage. 8 rounds on deck here for Boss. And that's MDS is still huge. That's a great frag to get, but the pre-fire is a little awry. Opponent is there for the quick trade, and Beaky now in another very difficult clutch for himself, but I think he'll realize that that AK-47 is far more valuable, and he'll give over Boss their 8th.
Yeah, I don't mind this at all. I mean, again, there's so much investment that's coming in here for Beaky. Like, he's got the head armor, he's got the molly, smoke, AK. Yeah, he's got to keep this alive. And we saw this before on Mirage, where they kind of went for these weird firefights. They're like, yeah, okay, we're going to save all 4 of our rifles, but we're going to swing and go for these weird duels and T-spawn and everything like that. So at least Beaky now can keep this gun in his possession for the time being. Now we're moving into the last round of the first half, and Boss put themselves in a magnificent lead thus far. But the question is going to be if Take Flight can get something moving here. If they can get at least a round, maybe, just maybe, that can be enough for the transition over the T side.
Tough ask for Take Flight, but they'll try to make do. CoJo will get that reinvestment into AWP, but it's fast play into the A side again. We saw how potent this was in that first gun round here on the offense, and Cryptic had just gone straight through the Molotov.
Oh, that nade.
Look at all the damage that's being done, but the site is lost, and a plant should be found momentarily here.
Oh, this nade can be everything. Oh, I thought he was going to throw it a bit deeper, but he actually tries to go for the gunfight instead. That nade, if it would have gone thrown just like an inch more, that could have been everything. Deny the plant, slow things down just a little bit now for Boss, but no. It's going to be Take Flight on a 2-on-4, or 2-on-5, I should be saying. The HP's low. It's an AWP coming in from Temple, not able to find anything at all, and Boston put themselves at a 9-3. We're going to get ready for that second half.
Wherever I go. It's when the morning glows, I cannot hide myself from you. It's when my feeling grows, I'm coming back to you. When I step out, when I step out, when I step out, when I step out of the light, I come into the light. I will be happy, happy, happy. How could I not be, not be, not be? And hey, do you think I can stay? 'Cause I will be happy, happy, happy. How could I not be, not be, not be? When I'm with you, I cannot sleep
All right. We're back, ready to go for the second half. Map number 2, and Boss have shown us that they can be very scary here on Ancient, but can they maintain it? That'll be the question. Take Flyte now on the T side to see what kind of a punch they can pack. And so far, it's not looking like it can be much here, Paladin. They might be able to get themselves in the sight, but even that, I'm starting to question it a little bit.
They'll need a plant at the very least to keep this going. They're going to try a fake plant, or actually not fake plant, it'll be a complete plant, but he will go down, Gabe, because of it. CoJo straight through the smoke will respond back in kind. 3v3 ensues, but a kit is available for Fang. And with the cave cordoned off, there is an attempt at a stick here. It wouldn't be that bad of an idea. They boost Beaky up into that cave box, but he can't get involved, and now Fang is going to stick it all the way. They're going to try to go plowing through that smoke, and it's not to be. It's still the defuse comes through, and 10 rounds are available for a Boss. It just is so. It's so unfortunate because, you know, they worked for them once, but it's not going to work for them twice. It giveth and it taketh away, CS.
I can just hear the pain in your voice. You're just, you know, it's one of those feelings where it looks not too bad. Take Flyte. Even the fact that Beaky came in with the dualies, and I thought he was just going to get it, but honestly, that split second again comes down to the nitty gritty of defuse, and now Boss double digits. Oh, this is just falling apart here. Now even Gabe taking a significant amount of damage. He's already down to 47. He hasn't seen a single person. A great Molotov and HE combination coming in, leaving it just to 2 players at the B site. Now the rotations even coming in from Fang. Take Flyte of trying to put something in work with that bomb plant. They got the Galils on the board, but are they going to be able to, you know, pack this punch here with it? And the nades coming in, getting ready for the corner smoke. They're just going to barrel through the smoke. They don't care at all, but they're going to get punished for it. Even Darty finds something. Money grabbed here for the MP9, and even Take Flyte, they're starting to second guess themselves. This is looking worse and worse.
And now, in the mid-round, they have such a tall task for themselves. They're going to try to find their way back in the mid, but Poland will see all of this. It gets a dink off as well into MDS, and it's just such a terrible situation, especially with Fang completing another frag. Cryptic will upgrade, and now things go from bad to worse for Take Flyte in this mid-round. What do they do? Where do they go? Maybe it's that A side through spawn, but that's really all they've got left.
Oh my goodness, even that swing. Man, that's the beauty of the Galil, man. It can just, you can get that quick little burst and you get yourself a beautiful headshot. Now Polo with the MP9 and nearly gets that double. A 1.5 kill coming in. Still 19 seconds remaining. Plant's going to come through. Shadow now just playing in front of Temple. Freshie just patiently waiting. Fang's going to get the job done. Now Beaky has a tall task. He's got the Galil, but just no more bullets in the chamber. And Boss with a nice execute. And it gets done here for an 11th. The bomb's going to go down, though, Paladin. So, I mean, at least the money's still going to be flowing a little bit here. But now, I mean, a question is going to still prevail. Like, do they want to go for the Galil purchase, or do they want to just kind of go for the full commit after round 15?
You're down 11-3 at this point. You brought it down to a 2-man situation. If you're Take Flyte, I think you completely invest. I think it's a no-brainer at this point. I mean, if the halves were closer, maybe you would be a little bit more conservative, but you're running out of options right now, and I think they're making the right call here to completely invest. It is now or never, though, for Take Flyte, and this is basically the series done and dusted if they were to lose this round. So a lot in terms of the importance of this round, and that's not a great start. Your A extremity player is down for the count, and MDS has taken significant damage with that grenade. But that's a great kill to find, though. Straight through the smoke for Darty. And now they want to go barreling into this B bomb site, but Cryptic is there for the trade. A lot of damage being given on over, and that bomb plant is denied. It's an absolute shutout from Boss, pardon the pun, and now Take Flyte has no answers.
Yeah, I mean, the only answer now is CoJo maybe on this 1-on-4, making it to the 1-on-3, and he's just trying his darndest, trying to be a gunslinger. Not going to happen. And now we're seeing map and series point coming in, potentially into full effect. A 2-0 sweep maybe now, but it's a question. No plant's going to come through, so the money, it sucks, man. They got nothing to work with, so they're just going to have to go Galils later on the utility. Take Flyte, unfortunately. A lot of turbulence on this one. It just has not been good to them.
Not at all. And now, Boss have a chance to advance in this upper bracket. But there's still a little bit of Lisa life left in Take Flight. That's a great couple of nades to take out Fang. They're gonna have to do it the hard way, Boss, in the 4v5. Got the utility and the weaponry to do so, but it's that manpower that they're lacking right now.
Yeah, they really are. Just nobody showing up right now, right? I mean, this is where we're starting to see a lot of the frags are just flowing for Boss. Take Flight, just haven't been able to see the same thing. Double player and Jag. Cryptic's even going to swing, and even that molly gives a little bit of intel. He's got that noise cue, comes from for a swing, does some big damage. But the question is, can Darty find this? Darty! Oh, man. It's a messy plate bowl, but he gets something started at least. Tees now get themselves in the sight for the time being. Darty might be able to find this. He's doing some good spam damage. He's gifted these ones. The players, they're low. 38 HP. Actually, it's going to be 39 with CoJo surviving with 1. Leaving it down to Darty on the clutch situation.
Shadow?
A doable situation. Shadow maybe with 1. Can he find the second? He will not. And MDS will keep them alive with a triple kill with that 4th round.
This guy on the B bomb site with his Galil has been going to town. Electric headshots there from MDS, keeping them alive here. There is a purchase available should Boss want it. It won't be pretty. Pwn alone is forced in that double eco territory. But Boss will actually opt out of it. He will force by himself Pwn, but the rest of them will stay a little bit more conservative, realizing that you've got a lot to play with right now. And it's a complete gamble from Boss, and it just blows up in their face. The B bomb site is completely open for business. The bomb should go down momentarily, and we'll have 5 on the board for Take Flight. This game is not over just yet.
No, it definitely isn't, right? I mean, this is the thing. It's going to be round by round now. Beaky might be able to have himself a field day here to find some multi-kills, but oh my goodness, he gets a full face of lead. That's going to be a nice little prize here. They pick up the Galil for a prize, but not much more than that for the time. Some armor here on the board for the CTs. CoJoMo now still putting some more pressure onto this. I mean, the CTs right now, they're just gambling for guns, right? This is all they want to do. They're not even looking to go for the retake. They're not even looking to do anything. They just want to steal an AK away, but CoJo comes in nicely with a triple kill spray, making it the quad. Maybe an ace? But it looks like he's running away too far. Pwn alone, safe and sound here in Temple. His prayers have been answered. He can survive here with the Galil, but Take Flight, they do a great job to keep themselves in this game.
Gotta find a way to start this comeback somehow. It's not gonna be easy, but nobody ever said it was. Even from the rip. New purchase now for Boss. No AWP for Pwn alone, but he will have that Galil that was saved over, so that economy not the worst for Boss, but now is the true test. Can Take Flight overcome this? You've got all the bells and whistles to start that campaign, but you've got to get it done here and now.
A big round indeed. Op's going to be back here for the T side. CoJoMo does have it ready to go. Putting a little bit more pressure here in the A main. So again, just 4-1 split coming in. CTs have a lot of control of mid. Now they're going to pull back on this. Some decent map control. Oh, they're going to try to... Oh, I was thinking they're going to re-aggress into A main. They go for the boost on tree. And they actually start losing the first man. So Cryptic, the IGL, has been taken out of this equation. Even get to Gabe still kind of just lurking on the outskirts. No commitment yet, though. Still a minute on the clock. But it's kind of looking like the eye of the prize is at the safe site.
Bit of a gamble here from Boss. 3 players leaning towards that B bomb site. Finally, Fang is actually moved over because of that red room smoke. But Darty's aggressiveness off the back of Cryptic's death is so important. And this, I don't necessarily like. I think that you can make that logical conclusion that A main is probably occupied at this point, and that was a little bit haphazard from Freshie. Now they're going to try to barrel their way back into the A bomb site, maybe sell something. But it's not to be. It's only Fang left up in this 1v4 for himself. And at this point, saving is probably the operative word. Let himself, I was going to say 1, but shutout will shut things out. 6 rounds now for Take Flight. And Boss struggling to close this thing out in regulation so far. Get axed on the mic.
Yeah, and I mean, this is good, right? Like you said, get the coach on here. Second timeout going to be utilized now. This is good, right? I mean, you still have the 6 rounds to buffer with, but this is the thing, right? I mean, this is where teams, when they start to get that momentum, start to take it round by round, that's when it gets to be pretty scary, right? I mean, it doesn't matter how big of a lead you have because we've seen some of the best teams in the world give up leads. So, I mean, this could be a potential situation, maybe, maybe not, but even the money right now for Boss, they're all sitting around that 2,000, low 3,000. So not great. It's going to be a lighter purchase on this one. So a lot more for the focus is going to be for round 20. But in this state, they just want to do damage. They just want to burn the economy here for Take Flight.
Completely agree. Any concession that could be made would be a good one. But it's only that CZ on the back of Fang. And a P250 for Darty. Not too much to speak about for Boss. Another slow default here from Take Flight. They won't get really any initial kills offered up, but they'll get a hell of a lot of map control instead. Into Donut, minute 25 from MDS. And slowly but surely, you should be able to figure out that this A bomb site is clear.
Yeah, these are some tight corridors too for the CT side, right? I mean, look at where they are. They're all in spawn. That smoke's going to block things off, so MDS isn't going to have really much of a cue here that they're there, but oh, he got spot 1, so now maybe the Spidey senses will tingle a little bit. Now they're just going to barrel through. They're going to try to do everything they can, but it's a full sweep coming in, leaving it to Fang with a CZ in hand. You don't get to say that very often right now. No kit, only has armor, no utility. Might be able to get gifted the planter. Oh, and he does, and he takes 1, but looks for a little bit more. Op's going to be recovered, and they only get 1 kill out of that whole round.
Not the best sort of an eco, but then again, we didn't really expect too much. Finally, that op comes back for Pwn. 5 rounds the difference between Take Flight and overtime. And of course, at the end of it all, if Boss can still confirm 13, it doesn't matter how ugly it is. A W's a W. That's a great nade to kickstart things for them. Significant damage to Gabe and MDS. And it's another double setup this time in Cave. And they want to fight fire with fire. They want to go straight at MDS, but the flash actually blinds themselves. And Darty can't get involved. Cryptic is now caught in a very rough situation, but he won't get cleared. And so we're back into the 4v4 with an opportunity for Boss to capitalize. They want to execute straight away, Take Flight right back at the B-bomb site, and that's to their demise. CoJo misses, and that's where Freshie will pounce. 2v3 to defend their honor in this upper bracket. Otherwise, Boss will continue on in this qualifier.
Yeah, it's only a minute left too, and Gabe he somehow survived for the time being, but no, he's gone. And that's going to be that. Bossum going to be able to secure themselves the 13-7 victory with a 2-0. It took a little while, but they eventually got there, thank goodness. And like we talked about, Boss now continue on in the upper bracket, but that means that Take Flight now will be going into that lower bracket for the last chance to keep themselves alive in this.
You know, we weren't painting the prettiest picture prior to this game to start.